If you're pushing 30 as a running back, if you're pushing 27 as a running back, and you just came up with a big year, well, we got to go back to the draft, don't we? I don't know how you can push back on this, except for the fact that you go, Derrick Henry, you start showing something different. You go. Let's see. A big season. I keep going back and forth. Who has to have the biggest season in the NFL this year to push back on this diminishing market? Is it Bijan Robinson to show that, yeah, somebody out of college at the position can be drafted in the top 10 spot and be a difference maker for the team, just to show that the position, the way that he plays it? Could it be Jahmyr Gibbs, drafted 12th overall by the Lions, showing that, yeah, he's a matchup nightmare, except for the fact that they flipped DeAndre Swift overboard, who they just drafted a couple years ago, essentially for the kid. Now, obviously, that has to do with the way that Swift played the first 2 years. But I'm just pushing back to say maybe it isn't just this young class to show that, yes, these positions are worthy of top 15, top 12 draft choices. Because I don't think people think these positions are less than. They are just sitting there in front offices thinking that the players that they get are replaceable and that the numbers show and it doesn't lie. And that's the pushback I get every single time I've been caping for a running back from this chair over the last few weeks. Yeah, but the numbers show that these guys get older, that these guys definitely break down, that you do need these young kids who can come in. It's amazing how people start pushing for the young kids to say, you know, management is right. I don't understand who capes for management out there. Right. And I'm somebody who sits in this chair in a rare hybrid of on-air / management. I'm not even caping for myself here. Oh, pardon me. But it's true. Like, so everyone's out there saying management is right to do this sort of thing. Oh, okay. That's the way it is. You want to cape for management in your job, too? It's really weird to me how players don't get the support from fans yes. unless they need them for their fantasy team out there. And then all of a sudden, wait a minute, Saquon was my keeper.
But Rich,
hold on, I'm not done yet. Saquon was my keeper. So I'm out there saying, hey, where are you, Saquon? But when he wants to get paid, it's like, you're not sitting there caping for him. True. So I'm going to land on, do me this favor. Google this information for me. Okay. Tell me the age of one Derrick Henry who is on this Zoom.
The diminisher?
Over the weekend.
He is 29 years old.
When does he turn the big 3-0?
January the 4th.
January the 4th.
It will be
so just in time for him to potentially cap a 2,000-yard season.
Exactly.
For a Tennessee Titans team that everybody's overlooking. And I want to see him be healthy the entire year. I want to see him rampaging everybody. I want to see him showing everybody, at this age, I can be one of the highest paid guys, and I can be somebody that nobody's looking at thinking, uh-oh, my born-on date is about to expire at age 30, and I'm going to go into the playoffs, and I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans further than anybody thought. With DeAndre Hopkins and Ryan Tannehill and my guy coaching. That's the guy this year. More than McCaffrey, more than those kids that got drafted, more than Austin Eckler, who needs to prove that I'm underpaid, more than Dalvin Cook, who's going to get a job at some point, we assume, over the next couple of weeks, more than Zeke, who's sitting at the crib, and Kareem Hunt and Leonard Fournette sitting at home at the crib. I know LeGarrette Blount's sitting at the crib. More than any of these guys. More than any of them. More than Josh Jacobs or Saquon, who's going to get out there and show I'm underpaid at a franchise tag of $10 million, because we're assuming they're going to play to get this money and maybe run with the light pockets that Dion always refers to players who are underpaid. And instead of putting that chip on their shoulder and saying, I'll show this management team that didn't want to give me the long-term contract, and that's the way that they perform, that suddenly maybe players of their stature will get paid similar to the rest of the skilled position players and maybe be looked at in a way with their stellar season. Well, maybe that didn't take everything out of him. It's Derrick Henry. Out of anybody on that Zoom, you go. Run like the wind, diminisher, and try and diminish the way that management is apparently viewing this position. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.